Instead of reducing your screen times 30 minutes per time, limit your screen time to 2 hours. With that, you will make 10 times faster progress and you will have so much more free time. I have so much time to do the stuff I really want to do. And I don't use TikTok, I don't use Insta. And I have a screen time than less than 2 hours. 1.5 years ago, this was totally different. Back then, I was a complete, utter, total scrolling addict. I wasn't able to focus, I wasn't able to study or learn, have good attention span and be productive. No. I was terrible at school. I was on the brink of failing my semester and I had bad grades. But with trial and error, I was finally able to stop scrolling, to stop doing bad habits and instead do good habits. And I developed my 5 pillars of quitting. Today I will list 4 things you should do that will make it easier to never scroll again and to make your life better and more productive than ever. The most important and the most valuable thing you can do is find out your purpose. What's the reason why you want to live? If you find your purpose and you align your life with your purpose, first of all, you will feel better than ever before. You will be more productive than ever before, and you don't waste so much time. How do you find your purpose? First, think back. As a child, what did you want to do? Or what did you enjoy doing? For example, did you enjoy helping people as a child? Did you enjoy teaching as a child? Did you enjoy doing technical stuff as a child? Think back and take some time, maybe journal about it, maybe meditate about it, and think about the time you were a child and what desire you had. Another way to find out what your purpose is what do you want to do? Maybe it's pursuing a specific career. Maybe it's having a family. Maybe it's having lots of money. Maybe it's having traveling the world. If you have your desire, for example, having a loving family, then you can split this big desire into smaller purposes. For example, how do you have a loving family? First, you need to have good income, loving wife, a good character, and with that you have smaller purposes you can focus, and with that be more productive and more focused. If you have many options to choose, just stick with one. And after a few weeks you will realize if it is your purpose or not. If you have a specific career in mind, learn about it. Learn how the workflow of this career is. Maybe you can look or apply for a internship or work at a job for a few months, and then you will realize if this really is your purpose, and if it fulfills you, then stick to it. But if not, switch. You need to do, instead of scrolling, is reading. I mean, reading is so important, especially nowadays. With the decline of our attention span and the decline to focus, doing an exercise, doing a habit that improves those stuff is so beneficial to you. I mean, if you have better focus and better attention span, not only can you work longer and more focused on something, you also can have better conversation because you're able to fully focus on a person who speaks. Also, reading can be entertainment without fucking up your brain, without having brain rot. If you read, for example, fiction books, this could be very entertaining. You could read Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and this is your entertainment. With that, you first of all improve your focus while also doing entertainment stuff, but also don't have brain rot because you watch TikTok all day. This is how to read. Maybe you have the problem that you aren't able to read. You've tried reading, but after a few pages but only a few pages. That's the max. The reason for that is your mind is clustered, because most of the time you try to read after you've done something highly engaging, like scrolling or watching a hyper-edited YouTube video. Because you need to realize your dopamine is on a base level, this base level here. If you watch TikTok or something highly engaging, your dopamine spikes up to here, but then drops down to an even lower baseline. And if you do this for a longer period of time, your dopamine will go down. So if you want to read, first of all, you need to stabilize your dopamine. This is by don't scrolling and don't watching hyper edited content. This way, your baseline will go back to normal. And then when you read, the dopamine that you receive will be enough to cross your baseline only with reading. Now it will go a bit over your baseline and go down, because reading isn't hyper edited, and so you won't fuck up your dopamine. First, start small. Try to read only 4 pages. Then, with progressive overload, try to do more and more until you can read 30 pages. So what should you read? There's 2 options. You should read fiction books and non-fiction books. Fiction books you should read for entertainment stuff. If you're bored and you don't want to learn anything, then you could read your fiction books. Your fiction book could be a classic like The Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, or Game of Thrones, or there are so many fiction books. Then, for learning, read non-fiction books about a topic that you find interesting. Maybe you like boats, then read about it. Maybe you like trading, then read about it. Maybe you want to learn about buildings, read about it in a book, in a non-fiction book. And my recommendation for a book that everyone should read is this one: How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's an all-time classic, and this will help you in your life in general. It's also quite cheap, so buy this and start with reading that. Next thing you should do instead of scrolling is exercise. I mean, we all know exercise is important and doing exercise is healthy for you. I don't need to illustrate that for you. Then what kind of exercise should you do? Simple. Do something that you enjoy. Maybe you want to do soccer, then play soccer. Maybe it's basketball, tennis. Maybe you want to go to the gym, weightlifting, calisthenics. Just do exercise that you find enjoyable. It doesn't really matter what kind of exercise you do. If you have a specific goal, then of course, if you want to have more muscle, then go weightlift. If you want to increase your endurance, then go running. Just find something that aligns with your purpose and do that. The last thing you should do is meditation. Now, maybe you say, oh, I've tried meditation, it doesn't work. That's complete cope. Meditation works. First, how long have you tried meditation for? Probably you've tried it for a week and you didn't see any results. Then what would you say to a fat guy who wants to go to the gym and lose weight, but after a few days you say, oh, I didn't see any progress? What would you say? Of course, you would say you should go to the gym longer. You should stick for it for a longer period of time. And the same applies for meditation. Stick for it for months. Then you will see results, and the results are huge. Your focus and your attention span will go through the roof. Meditation is simple. Meditation is literally 4 steps. First, you focus on something. This could be your breath, a point at your wall, some light, noise, doesn't matter what. Then you lose that focus. For example, if you focus on your breath, you have a random thought in your mind. Then the third step is you will realize that thought or that you lost your focus. And the last step is you go back to your focus. Easy. Focus, lose your focus, realize you lose your focus, then go back to your focus. Meditation is easy. Meditation is simple, and meditation doesn't require that much time. So do it. A good app for meditation that's free to download is Medito. It's very simple, and I used them for I think 2 years, and they're very good. If you want a full guide on the 5 pillars of quitting and how to stop scrolling, learn new things, and be more productive than ever before, click the first link in the description. On that note, have a great day, sleep well, and I see you in the next one. Goodbye.